are now rocking with Raw Radio. Raw Radio. With your hosts, Raphael, Amy D, and DJ OGGO.
Unscripted Free Spirits, glad y'all can join us, and I hope the week has been full of love, fulfillment, productivity, and we want to build on that with you today. So y'all know the biggest icons understand the importance of keeping it positive and keeping the people around them with good energy that can elevate them. So on Raw Unscripted Radio, you're going to hear artists of all genres discuss the one most important thing that could have stopped them and one thing that helped them rise and the thing that's going to keep them evolving. This is Raw Unscripted Radio, the one thing y'all can't live without. So we're going to build, we're going to inspire, and we're going to be. So we got an amazing, prolific, all-around artist on the show. I've been on BET with this dude. We've been on Power 92 together. We've been rocking and rolling. So I definitely want to give a drum roll introduction because this is my brother to A-Way, the CEO of Hustle War Records and all the above. So I'm going to have A-Way go ahead and introduce himself. And hey, guys, this is live, so don't expect it to be perfect, but we're going to chop it up when we rebroadcast it, but we going in raw. So A-Way, tell them about yourself, bro.
What's up, man? Appreciate the big introduction too, man. But yeah, I'm the recording artist, CEO of Hustle War. I act. I pretty much do a little bit of everything, like executive produce, all that.
Man, dude, that's like a humble intro, and that's usually how it is. It's like real humble, and then as soon as you see it live or you see their production, it's all off the chain. So, man, I love it, man. I'm glad you're here, bro. The first 10 artists that I had on my list, you was definitely in the top 5, you know, of people that I wanted to give the world an opportunity to learn from, because this is about education, right? You know, DJ Khaled, he was a good person that set a blueprint, and that's somebody I follow pretty frequently, and he brings people together, bro. So that was my goal with this, man, and helping everybody understand in different genres what it takes, you know?
And I want to salute y'all for doing that because, you know, people, they just have knowledge, but they don't want to share it or put a platform on where the knowledge is shared for people to learn from. So everybody is like, nope, I got it for myself. So it's real dope that y'all starting a platform for that to share that with people.
Yeah, thank you. We've been trying, and I think as time goes on, I think we're at, episode 4 right now? Mm-hmm. We've come up with stocks multiple times. Money keeps coming up. So I think eventually we're going to try and do like a promo or like an educational episode around that, just to educate people and share the knowledge that's out there versus keeping it.
Yeah, and I know you about the money too. I know you about the money, so you may have to chime in on that episode too.
For sure.
So, but cool, man. So, we're gonna get to a couple different things today. I know we got a good topic for network, which is something that you're really big at, right? Keeping your circle tight, you know, teaching each other. So we got a question today that's gonna get us started, and then we obviously are gonna go into a little more deeper dive with you, you know, and a little bit about your one thing that makes you unique and the one thing that's gonna keep you going. So, let's kick it off. So I'll start off with the question. Just to get the conversation going. So in a business relationship, right, and we all gonna chime in on this, or a relationship of any kind, have you ever engaged thinking you would have to change a person in order to be successful, and what was the outcome? So I'm gonna kick it off to you first, and then Amy and I are gonna chime in on that
one. No, because I feel like, you know, everybody is their own person in their own right, and I give space for that, especially when I'm working with someone. If anything, I'll like give my opinion on something, like if it's a song or even fashion-wise style or something like that. But it's up for them to take it or not. You know what I'm saying? I don't hold that against them. It really depends on the character and the morals that they have or whatever have you.
So even when you trying to get home, bro, because you know how it is. Like, we keep bringing up different artists. I think J. Cole's been on the hot topic because he's trending with getting back into basketball, and He just dropped his new album, but standing outside of Jay-Z's, record label, trying to change Jay-Z's mind. Like, I am the person you want to sign. So I don't think that's a relationship where he's trying to change Jay-Z. But sometimes when people are trying to get on, they'll do certain things, or they'll go into even a personal relationship with a young lady or a man and think, I can change him a little bit and maybe make him the mold that I need to be. So even when you really want something, why do you think it's so important to not do that, not expect something when you're trying to change somebody, expecting them to be different? And do you have any personal experience on that?
Because you got to understand that people are going to be themselves. Like, no matter what you say or what you do, you can lead a cow or a horse to the water. Doesn't mean that they're going to drink it. You know what I'm saying? So regardless of what your idea for people are, that may not be their idea for themselves.
Yeah.
And it has to match and make sense in order for it to be successful and work. Otherwise, you're just going to keep bumping heads the whole time.
And I think that's a good point. Like, you can't ever expect somebody to change who they are and what they're about.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I've had people expect that of me. Like, we'll engage in this type of relationship, whether it be business or personal. And I've encountered both. And it's like, we think we can change this one thing about her. And months go on and you realize it's just never going to change. And then you're stuck. You've wasted all this time just thinking that you could amend something about somebody where you're like, this is a deal breaker. And at the end of the day, you've done nothing but waste your time. So good point.
Yeah.
And I think people too, I'm sorry, go ahead, bro.
No, I was just going to touch on communication too. Yeah. Right?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say too. That's very important because you have to let people know how to handle you, and people should let you know how to handle them. Yep. You know what I'm saying? In any type of relationship, even if it's business, you can kind of push the envelope a little bit. Y'all can go out for drinks, whatever have you. You know what I'm saying? But there has to be an understanding that that's it.
Yep.
Absolutely. And I like communication. To your point, I think the older you get, the more mature you get, you realize that you're going to accept me for me. And one of my OG, right? DJ OGOO. He's a production partner on a lot of my album work right now. And he brought up a good point. He said he was talking to a young lady, and the young lady was a little angry because she wished the guy she was with had told her that he was married, and she probably would have stuck with him. She said, but he never told me, he hid it. So OG was like, at that point, I learned that if you're real and somebody accepts you for who you are, it's going to be a more peaceful relationship, a more fruitful relationship versus you trying to hide. And maybe that person would have rolled with you. Maybe they would have respected you more. And I think even today, Amy and I had a situation. So we're going to talk about that. And Amy's like, man, you always put something up. If I don't hear you the first time, you say never mind. But it's important because if you wanted to say something, I value that. So I don't ever want to ignore that because maybe one day it'll be something extremely important. So she stood her ground, right? And
that stand up because a lot of people wouldn't
communicate because of that.
That stand up because a lot of people wouldn't even communicate in that way. They'll say, oh, you said never mind, and go on about their business. So the fact that she's letting you know and giving you the security, like, I know I really want to know, I just really didn't hear you.
Yeah.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it happens all the time. Sometimes we say things, and even if it's meaningless, if you just never mind, you set the other person up to have to wonder and think the next time, is it important or is it not important? But anything that comes out your mouth is important, or you wouldn't be saying it, even if it's meaningless. I can talk for hours about English shit, but if you don't hear me, still say what?
Yep.
Yeah, man, it's crazy, bro. And I think you get a sense of peace too, because at the end of the day, we got one life to live, one chance. So you don't want to have this cloak. I know Demi Lovato today came out and talked about her not being gender specific. And she shared it with the world. Like, this is who I am. This is for
She's
people.
No longer she.
She's no longer she. They. Sorry. Yeah. They. And she was going through depression, battling a lot of identity things. But today she was like, I'm doing this for everybody who's afraid to speak and be who they are. So it's interesting, bro. I think a lot more people are jumping on that bandwagon because it's peace. And we're learning through the pandemic and a lot of mental health that you got to be okay with who you are, no matter win or lose. Love the game, love life, one day at a time. Let's get it. Like that. I think that's that's what people are starting to adopt. So that's it, man. We just wanted to get your input on that.
Yeah, I mean, people energy is all important. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're dealing with other people, whether it's personal or business. So you got to understand that too. And communication, like y'all say, is the big part of that. And just, you know, you got to understand that long as you're strong-minded and you yourself, you know what I'm saying? And like you say, the relationships will be more fruitful. So.
Yep. Cool, man. So I know you shared a little snippet with us, so we're gonna get into it looks like a trailer for, I don't know if you're trying to give a teaser so people can follow you after this so they can see the rest, but I know you sent me a trailer of your song Scar. So we're gonna play that trailer. And you a smart dude. I don't know if you did that on purpose, but you like, let me just give them a little sneak. They can go to the Amazon, they can go to the YouTube, they can find out a little bit more about me after this. But I'm
gonna blow him up quick. That one song, Own Money, I hate you for this. This shit plays in my head 24 hours a day, and I can't get it out for 2 days straight. I'm sitting out here working, blasting.
I got my own money, yeah.
That shit never goes away. It is the worst earworm ever. I hate you for that shit.
Well, I'm sorry that you hate me, but it's good that it plays.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I know you told me, wait, so
Thank
you were becoming more of a melodic artist, more of a diverse artist, and I hear it, bro. I told you as soon as I heard your album, I was like, okay, I get exactly what you're doing.
It's actually scaring me a little bit, bro, because like my sound has probably even gotten more like melodic from Own Money. Like I'm really like working on breathing. I've been really like working with this like singing coach, so I've been kind of like doing things differently. Like my vocals coming in like stuff I didn't think that I had at first. So
little
now
Motown, little Beard Gordy over there.
Yeah, I'm definitely I definitely got some like heartfelt joint. It's still speaking to like, you know, the music that I have and the music that, you know, the person that I am. It's just more of that feel, I guess.
Yeah.
Of I wouldn't call it R&B because it's still like different topics, but definitely melodic.
Yeah.
Cool. So we're gonna jump into this trailer for Scars. Make sure y'all, this is a teaser, so make sure y'all go watch the video. Gonna put it on right now. Here we go. So give us a little bit of thought process behind it. I know that was just a trailer. So obviously, before you get off the cast, man, I want you to tell people where they can find the rest of that and the rest of your work. But give us a little thought process behind that without giving too much, so people can go watch it.
As far as the treatment or the song?
Both.
Well, with the song, I just felt like I wanted to give people a little more into me. I felt like even though I sprinkle that in my music, like I fully wanted to get more close and as far as like my intermediate situation. That's why I spoke on situations like my sister and stuff like that. Like I usually try to keep it like good feeling when I make music, but this time I just kind of wanted to give that bare feeling. You know what I'm saying? Eyes closed, lights off, and just go in and speak anything in my mind. So that's kind of where I was song wise. When it came to the video, I kind of wanted to. I'm sorry.
Was that your baby in the video?
No, that's actually my nephew. So
adorable.
So the sister that I, spoke on in the song, as far as like where I found out she was pregnant through social media or whatnot, you know what I mean? That's her son. So we actually, spoke. I met my nephew. I was there like right after he was born, and I put him in the video. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was just a dope spectrum on a personal side. But as far as the video, I wanted to show how things that transpire in life with you, whether it's good or bad, sometimes stick with you. And although you try to, do different things to cope with it or get away from it, it's still there sometimes. So you have to learn how to manage it or heal from it. And that's
we just had this conversation yesterday. That is the realest thing you've ever said.
And that's what I wanted to display in the video as well. Like in the beginning, it shows me with the new girlfriend. She got a new baby, but towards the end, it flashes back to a situation that I was in where somebody tried to rob me or whatever the case may be. And with that situation, I end up defending myself, and that was the new girlfriend's child's father. And so that's how it ended up sticking with me. Something that I did long ago. I went to the church to confess my sins, and you know what I'm saying? But I ended up meeting this girl, and now I'm taking care of the baby and her.
Damn, that's deep. This dude be thinking through some long-term stuff. I like it, man.
That's so relatable, though. But it's not just some random concept. That's awesome.
Yeah, and your catalog is so deep, bro. If you go on Amazon, it just keeps saying A-Way, A-Way. I'm like, man, this dude is working. But that's what you need nowadays, right? You need the video treatments. You need the content. You need, because the streaming. People don't get paid off CDs like that anymore. But the streaming, like if you get people into your brand enough, they're gonna follow you, right? But you got to be consistent, Yep. So I love it, man. So we gonna jump into a little bit more about you, man. So let me ask you this: what's the one most important thing that makes everything else less important that you did to get to where you are today, to be the A-Way you are today? What's the one most important thing that got you there? Can you hear us, A-Way?
Education.
You may have to repeat that because we missed it.
Because without me like seeking education and finding out the thing, yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. It was breaking up a little bit.
Yo,
we can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's okay. No, but I was saying as far as that I would say education. Because without educating myself in what I was doing, I wouldn't have been able to do it properly.
Got you. And when you say education, do you mean like the vocal coaching?
Do you
mean studying? Yeah. Do you mean studying the business? What part of education?
No, I said education.
Like college?
Know what I was doing.
Wait, you cut out. We didn't catch that. Can you repeat what you were saying as regards to education?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the internet connection over where you're at, but it's
Hello?
kind of going in. Yeah, it's going in and out.
You were cool until like right now.
Not even necessarily. Yeah, just education. But I should be good.
Yeah, hey, wait, you wanna pop? You wanna pop out real quick and hop back in? You wanna pop out and hop back in real quick, just to make sure the internet everything's good on your end? Because we can hear you, but it's barely. It's going in and out. Now you froze. All right, cool. We gonna have A-Way pop back in and finish up the interview. But what we'll do in the meantime, so we gonna go ahead and move on because I got another release. I know we had Inside Your Mind, that we release is going to be available probably in a day or two on all streaming platforms. And we have one of the songs that's leading up to the release of Basket Case, which is called Official. So Official, it's an in-studio performance, my Tiny Desk performance. So it looks like A-Way popped back in, but we're going to eventually get to that video. I think, yeah, he's back. There we go.
Should we add him now?
Yeah, go ahead and add him back in. All right, A-Way, you back? You good?
Yep. Yeah. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, better. You better.
We good?
Yeah. Yep. So you were talking about education, so you
yeah,
kind of
but
went in
as
and
far
out.
as education, I was just saying. As far as education, I was just saying in the field in general, any field that you want to be, I feel like it's best to educate yourself in all areas of it so you can know what you're doing. You know what I mean? And you can kind of, it's just like, learning a job. You want to educate yourself on what you're doing. And that's from streaming. That's from like when I first started music, I was chopping up my own videos. That allowed me today to know how I want my videos and how to display my vision that I got in my mind and be creative. So
that's what's up.
Yeah,
that's what's up, man. I like that. And I know we talk about the sacrifice a little bit too every so often, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to have a Lexus or a BMW, but you talking about you can't chase your dreams and you live in too much of an expensive area, get a fucking Pinto. Right, get a cheap car and go live with 6 other people and build your fan base and build your following. Spend your money on things that are going to help you get there. And I think you said it perfect. Education, take the time, because money can be time too. Because anytime you're not spending working, whatever job, you can be spending that time actually honing your craft. Right, so it can be success comes at a cost, basically. So. I think if we want to be dream chasers, we gotta get educated, man. So that's spot on, bro. Was there anything that could have stopped you? What the one thing that could probably was your Achilles heel that almost stopped you from continuing?
Well, like I guess being discouraged sometimes when things don't necessarily work the first or second time you try it. You know what I'm saying? And you having to come back to the drawing board, rebrand and refigure it all out. Sometimes that can be discouraging to people, and I know it was for me, and it made me think like, okay, well, let me see what else I can do. But then the support is what'll keep you going, or at least that's what kept me going. The support and different people telling me what they get from the creativity that I have. So, you know what I'm saying? Without that, I don't think I would have stayed motivated to continue or build what I have now. You know what I mean?
And I mean, if you never fail, you never see it. So you never push harder to get further to make it to the top. And even if you're mediocre and you're okay and you're not feeling discouraged, if you never even feel a little bit, you never get that drive. What else do I need to do to get there?
Yep.
Cool, man. So if you could wake up tomorrow and A-Way had no limitations, you had anything you wanted in the world or anything your bucket list, like what would you do? What would you need?
COVID restrictions lifted so I can go to Egypt.
Why Egypt?
I just want to see like all of the pyramids. I really want to suck up that air. You know what I'm saying? Like I went to Thailand. It was cool, but I really
that's a bucket list. Yeah.
It was amazing. I'm not gonna lie. Like their money compared to ours, I was wonderful out there. Kingly. But
I did hear Lil Wayne may have tested positive for COVID. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
Oh, he's probably gonna be okay. He's just a little wheezy.
Oh my God. Jesus. Jesus. We gotta that's gonna be the actual clip that we post after we post this one. That's a good one. That's what's up, man. Cool. So where can they find you, man? Where could the world find you, man? When we repost this, we want everybody to know where to go.
I'm on a little bit of everything, but you can definitely check out hustleworldrecords.com, waysworld.co. A-Way, you got Michi Michi, you got College. Yeah, we, just type in those names on streaming sites, College with a K, you'll see us.
Yep. Yes, sir. Cool, man. Well, I don't know if Amy, you want to leave us with a little motivation for the rest of the week? What you got for us? A little motivation, a little inspiration?
I'm gonna leave it to you.
Oh, you gonna set me up? I thought you was gonna do it.
I'm putting.
No, you know what? I'm gonna just go back to my guy Gary Vee though, because I watched him last night. And he said something that made a lot of sense. He said, "One life, one chance. You don't want to wake up or you don't want to, die with regret." So I just recommend once again for anybody who wants to go out there and get it, be willing to make the sacrifice. Be willing to cut out things that maybe you don't need, or cut out people that may not be helping you get there. And just know you got one chance, right? We don't get another do-over. It's not like Street Fighter where you get six, a couple lives. It ain't like Mortal Kombat where you can put some more quarters in the arcade game. So
Nope.
I really want to challenge everybody. And it's one foot in front of the other. So it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but that's why we do the show, to talk through little things you can do every day. So A-Way brought up a good point. Learning that video editing software. You may not be Hype Williams, but maybe one day you can get there and get close and be your own version. But it starts with just pulling up a free little software and trying it yourself.
Yep.
So that's all I got. I ain't got nothing else.
I just want to see if you can think on your feet. That's all.
Gary Vee usually does it for me. I watch a lot of him, so he usually give me all my shit. But
no, he dope though.
Yeah, he don't. I mean, a lot of the stuff he says is kind of redundant, but that's his brand. He knows who he is. He sticks with it. He said I couldn't be an athlete or a singer, so I had to fuck you guys in the business world. So I love competition. Fuck all of them.
Yeah, I read 50's book. He's real good in how he explains how he obtains certain business relationships, and it was like stuff that people wouldn't think. Like he used notions of like when you're talking to somebody and you're kind of close but not awkward, to touch them in some type of way. So if a person tap you on your shoulder or pat you like this, it gives you their attention. So it completely opened my mind to networking and just being in the business world and talking to people.
I don't know, man. It's a little sensitive in work environment. Well, when we was back in the office, I don't know if you want to be touching people. Maybe in your own business you can kind of
Well, this was also pre-COVID, so
yeah, man. I love that though. 50's book is on my list to get.
What's it
called? What's the book called again, anyway?
I believe it's called like the 50 Hustler Laws or something like that.
Okay.
I can jump out and give you the exact, because it's in my audio book. But
yeah, for sure, man. Let us know. Drop it in the comments too when we reshare the interview.
Okay.
But we gonna close out, man. So I appreciate you being on the show. I know we gonna cross paths again, in different ways. So we gonna close it out with my song "Official." So I'm dropping some Tiny Desk concerts, the raw version, the unscripted Tiny Desk sessions. But "Official" is a really good song because it talks about the work that you takes to put in as far as communication, as far as paying attention to the little things in your relationship if you want that person to be your official. You know what I'm saying? And we talk a lot about communication. So, but you got to be willing to put in the work and keep at it. You got to keep dating. You can be 5 years in, keep dating. You know what I'm saying? So,
and see, a lot of people would think too that the work is just talking. The work is sometimes listening and comprehending. So,
yep, I love it. So it's official, y'all. I hope y'all enjoy it.
Bye. Take care.
All right, thank y'all for having me, man. Dope conversation. Shout out to the new record. Y'all go listen to what he said. Official.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, bro.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a good one.
I'm learning how to touch you. I've been learning how to touch you. I've been yearning because I want you. I mean, I know I'm putting on a Love Jones vibe, but Official got that bounce. It's one of those songs where not a lot of people from the initial listen really, really, really catch, but it's an earworm, and it's the vibe, it's the bass, it's the energy. And official is simply about taking out the time to study someone you love. What makes them tick? What things have they been bringing up time after time after time where you got to grab onto that and the next Valentine's Day, or just because a lot of people wait to those holidays, but just popping up and for no reason, that's how you reel it in. But more importantly, that's how you build over time. You know, it's not easy to keep a relationship because it gets bored, it gets stale, and that's just human nature. It's nothing wrong. It's not a problem. It's just you got to work a little bit harder. So Official is one of those songs where I've been learning how to touch you. I've been yearning because I want you to be the only girl that I need. Right. So it's pretty simple. And it comes down to that when I wrote the song. So for all of my men who think it's about a sprint, it's about a marathon. And sometimes you take a couple L's as you're learning. But once you find that one that you can make your official, it's spot on. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sick of playing games. I'm sick of doing the same old thing, you know? I want you to be that one. You don't need that dude. Listen to me. Yeah. Can you be my official lady? Girl, just please say yes. Mine no matter, he can't hold it. So what I'll give. For a man like me, it's official. What I stand for, so official. Can you be my official lady? I've been learning how to touch you. I've been yearning, cause I want to be the only man that you need. But I can't compete with your man, cause y'all got history. And I know that you need a love that's rooted like the seed that we planted when we made love. Planted when we made love. Official like the Lord, so official like the Lord above. I need you cause I want you. Girl, you know I want you, baby. My one and only, my boo. My one and only. Can you be my official lady? Girl, just please say yes. Mine no matter, man, don't matter. So what I'll give. A man like me is official. What I stand for, so official. Can you be my official lady? It don't matter, cause I got you. If you act up, I'ma snatch you from the situation that you're facing. When you're not here with me, it's not fair to me when we're together. You seem so complete, and I know that you need a love that's rooted like the seed that we planted when we made love. Planted when we made love. Official like the Lord, we were so official. So official, darling, it's you cause I want you. Want me, it's you. To be my one and only, my boo. One and only, my boo. Can you be my official lady? Girl, just please say yes. No matter, he can't hold it. So what I give. A man like me is official. What I stand for, so official. Baby, can you be my official lady? My official, my official girl, my official, oh yeah, my official. Can you be my official lady? Girl, just please say yes. Mine no matter, mine no matter. So what I'll give. A man like me is official. What I stand for, so official. Can you be my official lady?